Well, hello, Stacey Powells.
Well, hello, Jason.
You try to get like me there
I know you have the ability to twist
to
better than I
crank
do.
my body
I
around
got to tell you, I'm a little mad at you this morning because
because
you
I
did
didn't play foosball.
no, because you didn't tell me that school started today in Bishop, and I was late, and I could not believe the traffic on Line Street.
No, it's insane, isn't it?
It was I was just tootling
You
along.
went the wrong way. You needed to come down
I
395.
did my walk on Mummy Lane.
Oh,
I come
okay.
down a little early so I can do that because it's really nice and shady and there's lots of water
Right.
here, and I love hearing the water. And then I just get some gas at the gas station right there, and then I couldn't turn out.
No.
Took me probably, and I mean this doesn't sound like a long time, 4 minutes
Oh, that's
to turn out of
that's
now I'm starting to
a long
stress.
time. I almost used one of the slightly filtered
Yes, the
words.
slightly filtered words.
Salacious, but
So thank you for not warning me, but
Well,
I'll
yeah,
know
but
for
you know
next
what
time.
else I found out today? Stop signs are optional on back
First
to
day of
school.
school, yes, stop signs are
They
optional.
were optional today.
Yeah.
Not for me. I stopped. Thank God. It was my right of way. But
Yeah, no, next Thursday that we do this, I will come the
Yeah.
other way.
Line Street, when they went down to single lane, has always been now a problem for school in the morning. So you do not want to come that way.
Okay.
The 9 months
Thanks.
of the school year. Yeah.
Appreciate the warning.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome.
Appreciate the warning.
Who's our guest today?
Marilyn Mann and Morningstar Wagoner, and you guys are from Health and Human Services for Inyo County. And I got something in the mail about the Eastern Sierra Advanced Area for Aging. Did I say that right?
Eastern Sierra Area Agency on Aging.
I totally got that wrong.
What is that?
The Area Agency on Aging is a planning service area that encompasses both Inyo and Mono counties, and probably got a needs assessment to look at planning on how we use funding to support our aging population.
That's what it was, a needs assessment, because I went online and I filled it out. And when it said comments, I said, there's a lot of us aging people in Mammoth. Yet, granted, after this winter, a lot of my friends moved out. So my friend circle is getting smaller because they can't deal with it.
No.
And if my husband wasn't so attached to his house,
Yeah.
I would say, let's just rent it for 6 months at least, from November through April. But there's not a lot of services for aging people that I know of in Mono County. I know there's a huge senior population in Walker and North Mono County, but Mammoth is so transient and just who knows who's staying and who's there. And there are definitely several of us where I would go play bingo once a week. Is that me? That can't be me.
Wasn't me.
Can't be me. Oh my God. Gosh. Anyways,
Ding.
so yeah, I think I'm going to have to turn that off. So
Okay.
I want to know what kind of services that the agency has for Inyo and Mono County, because I'm really interested in that because I am aging. If you
Really?
couldn't tell from this,
I think
I'm totally
everybody's aging one day at a time.
yeah, and we all get there, and I don't want to have to leave Mono County to get services elsewhere. And not that I wouldn't. I like Inyo County, but here's the deal: the allergies down here would kill me with the hay and the grasses, and that's why I live where I
rabbit
do
rush.
because and the rabbit rush.
That's gonna hit here really soon.
Yeah, and so the allergies would just get me sooner than anything else. So tell me about the programs that you guys have, and also about what it is the two of you do within your department. And yes, so the world can know.
Well, my name is Morningstar. I'm the program manager for the senior programs. I oversee the congregate locations, which is Bishop and Lone Pine, where our senior centers are located. The services that we offer are congregate lunches. We do have activities that are available. We have movie night. We have bingo.
Cool. So,
So Bishop and Lone Pine.
Bishop is at the senior center in the park then? Oh, so I didn't know HHS did that. I thought that was the city. Oh, that's interesting. Cool.
And so we have also our home delivered meals. We have assisted transportation. We offer transportation, which are bus passes, to seniors, and we also do have another location in Tacopa as well.
Wow.
And so
Tacopa?
other side of the mountains, the other side of Death Valley.
4 hours away.
I was gonna say I've seen the sign, but I can't remember where it is. So it's that way. Okay, so
Yeah.
southeast. Okay.
Very southeast.
Okay.
It really is right on the border of Nevada over there.
Okay, got it. And so, but in Mono County, there isn't those.
Well, actually, Mono County does have services. So, as the administrative entity for the Area Agency on Aging, we contract funds to Mono County, and they do have services including home delivered meals. They have a congregate site in Walker, and they also provide countywide in Mono home delivered meals and other resources. So they provide transportation and assisted transportation. And I think as our aging population continues to grow, and we're in, the statistics are showing that by 2030, we will have more people over the age of 65 in this country and in this state than we do people under the age of 18 for the first time in our history.
This episode of This Crazy Life is sponsored by Stacey Does Weddings. Creating a fun and legal wedding ceremonies is a specialty for wedding officiant Stacey Powells Leister. Her motto is any kind of wedding, any time of the day or night. Stacey will make sure that the culmination of all the wedding planning, the ceremony itself, will be a moment of grace and love, honoring the fact that the two people found each other in this crazy world we live in, falling deeply and madly in love. Be easy as saying, I do. Stacey will perform any ceremony, non-denominational, religious, non-secular, themed weddings, interfaith, and fasting, and same-sex. Stacey also specializes in last-minute weddings. Call 661-433-9800 or visit her on the web at staceydoesweddings.com. Wow.
And that's the boomers, right? Because our parents after the war just
They did this.
they did, they did number 2 on our cups. Yes.
And so it's a growing population, and but there are services available in Mono County as well as Inyo County.
So
And in addition, there is a site in Big Pine, 4 days a week for congregate meals, and independents. We have the ability to do 1 day a week. Right now, we don't have anyone participating in that, but we try to ensure that we have not only the food experience, but the ability to socialize and have connection with other people.
That's important.
It is
Someone was talking about, I forget who it was this last week, and it's like, oh, but you can order this from home, and you can do this from home. You don't even have to leave your home. Oh, I think it was about the bank or something. They were talking about online banking, and they said, you don't understand. When I go out, that's the one time that I get to see people and interact, and I get to talk. Or was that a Facebook thing?
that was a Facebook thing because I read the same thing. It was about that old man.
As soon as you went, oh, I'm like, yeah, that was
That old
Facebook.
man whose kids were trying to get him to just stay at home and not have to go out, but he's like, this is the only interaction I get.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to the bank. I still go to the bank. I don't do everything online because I like the tellers. I like even
And it gives them their jobs.
yeah. Well, absolutely. So, so who cooks the meals that everybody has during these? You call them congregate meals.
So
That means because they come together to eat.
Yes. Thanks, Jason.
little song.
Come together.
Yeah. Okay. La 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 la.
I changed the lyrics.
Okay. It's a music clearance thing.
Yeah, she does licensing for music, so we got to be careful.
It's okay. And I'm like, don't. I should have said that.
Anyway, we're coming together, having a meal.
So in Walker, they have a cook and an assistant cook. Bishop, we also have the same, and Lone Pine, we have staff that cook the meals, and also provide the home delivery meals as well.
Okay. And is there like a set menu that the cooks decide or the county decides?
We
How
have
does
a monthly menu that's given to all of the people that come in, along with it's also in the newspaper to show what is being served. And we also have a dietitian that reviews the menus to make sure that they're all compliant.
I'm trying to go far enough away, but
Jenny.
he loved it. We can keep moving.
Live, not so live. Okay.
No worries.
Yeah, so they put out a ton of meals. So the congregate site in Walker, they have upwards about 20 people that come on a daily basis, and they also provide many home delivered meals Monday through Wednesday. Our Bishop site, we have upwards of about 85 people that come to lunch every day. And then they're also putting out about 300 meals for home delivered per day as well, Monday through Wednesday.
Do they have to sign up for the meals? Do they have to like sort of RSVP to say, hey, I'm coming? And is there a like a vetting process? So people who are 20,
You can't have the chicken.
you know, because there are people who are struggling who are younger than us that might think, oh, hey, here's a free meal, the senior center. So how does that work?
So they have to meet the qualifications for the program, which is 60 and over.
Okay.
And then there are other qualifications as well that could meet if you're under the age of 60.
With disabilities.
Okay.
But if someone does want to come, and we do have people that come to just have a meal, it's $9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so they would have to pay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's
I have a question though, because there's a lot of things that are changing in the world. Gluten-free, dietary. Is that in consideration? Things like that when it comes to these meal preparing?
Well, we don't have the capacity to do specialized meals.
Okay.
And so what we do offer seniors who have specialty needs is they can have a consultation with a nutritionist or dietitian around how do you, given your specific dietary needs, how do you make the best out of the senior meal possible?
Got it.
So it is a costly program to administer.
I bet.
And so adding that additional specialty meal preparation would be more challenging.
Of
for
course.
us. So, but we do have the ability to provide some dietary guidance and support around, how to best meet your dietary needs.
Okay.
Yeah, because if somebody's a vegetarian, they can just have the peas and potatoes. They don't have to eat the meat, right?
Sure.
That kind of thing. I do that all the time. I'm mostly vegetarian. I'm a flexitarian, I should say.
Flexible.
Okay, once every 6 months. I don't know about
word number 8.
I don't know about y'all. If you go up to Carson City or Reno to do shopping stuff, or down to Lancaster, I have to have an In-N-Out burger once every 6 months. So I say flexitarian.
Number 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Number one. So how did the two of you get involved in this kind of work with the county? I mean, I don't know how long have you been doing it? How'd you get involved? And how does somebody who's thinking, this sounds like a great deal to help the public, to be involved in the government but do outreach, how do you do that? Did it fall into your lap? Did you go to college for government work?
All in told.
Was it a public health education thing? I'm curious as how all that happens.
Well,
And so is our listening audience.
Well, I can tell you that I actually worked in nonprofit children's services in Nevada for about 10 years and wanted to move home
Is this
to our
home?
county,
Okay.
Big Pine, and in 1997 or 8. And I was looking for a job, and I had the education experience that qualified me to become a social worker. So I actually came to the county as a social worker, and over time developed and grew in my profession, moving up through the ranks and became the director in 2017. So I think it's looking at what the job openings are with the county, and if there's a skill that you have and a skill set that fits those job openings, we would encourage people to apply, because
And just to get in the door.
just the door, and the county's a great place to work. It's been really good to me, and I think Morningstar would echo that, but I don't want to speak.
Yeah, so I got to say, social services, I just have to do a shout out to everybody in social services. What a job you have. I mean, that's just, I mean, my heart breaks just thinking of all the things that you come across and the calls that you get and the people and the children that you have to deal with. That takes a special kind of angel to want to work in social services and want to work with the families that are in distress.
Do you guys have, just when she said that, it just alarm, like the things like even with like CPS and they have to deal with, do they have like special counseling programs for the workers in HHS to deal with some of the things that you guys have to deal with?
Well, the county has an employee assistance program. So
Okay.
if someone, whether it's working in child welfare, in public assistance, behavioral health, whatever venue you're working in, and it doesn't have to be just health and human services.
Right.
But if someone is struggling with an issue as a result of something they experienced at work or just in general, the county does have an employee assistance program
Good.
that can help support someone through that process. Because, we work with a lot of people who come through our doors with trauma and sometimes childhood trauma and even adult trauma. And that can be very, it can be wearing. And so it is important for us to support each other and to ensure that we are recognizing that we have secondary trauma and that we need to take care of ourselves. So we have, it's extremely important. We have worked over the last few years very closely as a team to bring trauma-informed information into our team and into the work that we do, and have done that in partnership with other other partners like probation, tribal partners, the schools. So that's a great question.
Yeah, I was just going to say, good on, Jason.
This episode of This Crazy Life is also sponsored by Jaspin IT Consultants. Jaspin is trusted by financial firms, hospitals, and small businesses with over 30 years of experience, specializing in computer repair for PC and Mac, managed IT solutions, managed antivirus, servers, virtualization, networking, surveillance solutions, VoIP phone service, and digital signage. We are building a reputation for creating a positive return on investments for our clients. If you are serious about your business success, our team of professionals can get you there. Strategic thinking, personal attention, competitive prices, real-world results. Discover the Jaspin difference. Located at 249 North Main Street in Bishop, California, 760-872-2797, or on the web at www.jaspin.com.
Good question. Morningstar, I have to ask you this.
Yes.
Your family doesn't own all those vegetarian corn dogs
No.
and things, okay? That we buy sometimes, the Morningstar brand.
No.
I just had to ask.
And they're not part of the investment
I thought,
banking either.
because like Amy's Soups, they were named after the little girl whose parents, and I thought maybe her family owns that.
No.
I was going to say, what are you doing here?
I actually grew up here.
Yeah.
I actually grew up here, and I worked for Owens Valley Career Development Center, working with kids, and also running a preschool and a child care center in Big
Oh, wow.
When I saw some positions that had come up with the county as well. I've been with the county now for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Congratulations.
Thank you. And my goal was to help people. I was able to do that in the position that I worked in with Owens Valley Career Development Center, working as a family literacy teacher, and then also working in the preschool and childcare setting. But I really wanted to be able to do a bigger part. And when some positions had come up, and I had applied for the integrated caseworker position, which is offering eligibility. It's looking at eligibility programs for CalWorks, CalFresh, and Medi-Cal. I really wanted to see what that position was, and it really called out to me, and I absolutely loved it. It was the best choice that I had made, and when I was able to work with those that were participating in the employment programs, to be able to assist them to be able to get on their feet and be self-sufficient and provide for their families and not have to receive assistance anymore, that really made my heart feel really good. And in that time frame, I became a supervisor and then program manager. And then within this last year and a half, I started to oversee also the senior programs. So the senior programs are newer to me than the employment and eligibility programs, but I love them just the same, and all of the different locations and all of the different people that you meet. It's pretty amazing, and all of their stories and how we're able to help them, and the services that we can put out the door. It really makes you feel really good at the end of the day and feel good about what you're doing for your community.
It's awesome.
You just, when you said all their stories, and when I'm not here, doing this with Jason, I'm a writer, and wouldn't it be cool to get some of the stories down from some of these seniors and put them in like an anthology and use the profits to go back into whatever programs yeah, I mean, because everybody has a story. Everybody has a story, and people who are in their 70s and 80s, they have lots of stories.
Oh, what's sad is they just disappear.
This would be a way to make sure that that they don't disappear, that their stories live on, because they've all come from somewhere. Everybody's had some kind of tragedy in their life, and and everybody has joy in their life, and it would be lovely to get some of those stories out there. And I don't mean the type that they do with the Eastern Sierra, where they talk about the mining days and that kind of thing that's out there.
Tales Along the Sierra.
Yes, those. And,
No, I think this is a good project for you.
For me. Let me think about that. I'm busy editing a whole bunch of stuff right now, including an anthology for another group. But that might be something to do, to interview them and just to put.
We could put them in here, and then you could turn in that and transcribe those stories.
I could do that.
It could be a whole different show.
It could be a whole different show. The seniors of the Sierra.
Yeah.
And find out what their stories are, because everybody has a story. You guys all have a stories, right? So you mentioned, both of you mentioned programs, and I didn't want to write them down because there were so many. So under the umbrella of your department, what are the programs that you have that maybe people don't know about? You said that you offer the lunches in the newspaper. I mean, you give the Times for the Inyo Register, right? I'm guessing the Mammoth Times doesn't post that, I don't think.
Well, I think that's because Mono County, we contract with Mono County Social Services, and they do the administration directly. So
for the walker section, I'm going to have to start talking to them about doing something for the seniors in Mammoth, because there really isn't anything that I know of. Am I missing something?
They do.
But I'm saying
Like a congregate.
the congregants, yes.
Coming together.
Yeah, they're coming to, because everybody's all scattered. And I mean, what I did this winter was I posted on Facebook, Buy, Sell, Trade. I said, there's a lot of people over 60 who need help shoveling. If you can help, and of course I got in trouble because you're not supposed to advertise for that. You have to buy something, sell something, or trade. Maybe I should say they'll trade you some brownies for snow removal. But, and so I put that list. Not those kind of brownies, Jason. So I put a list together, and I handed it out to all my friends who are over 60 and say, here, call this person, they'll help you. And so I think there needs to be a little bit more senior outreach in Mammoth. And Mammoth has a tendency to, and I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, just to cater to the younger, the second homeowners, the tourists, and, and not so much the I want to say the baseboard. It's not the right word, but I like that. The baseboard of the community and the seniors who have been there forever.
Yeah.
And so I think that has to change a little bit. But what are the umbrella programs? I got kind of sidetracked with my senior thing.
and services, we have a number of divisions. We have behavioral health, which provides mental health and substance use disorder treatment. We also have our aging and social services, which includes public assistance, child welfare, adult protective services, in-home supportive services, which in-home supportive services is geared towards primarily persons who are aging, blind, or disabled. And we have our public health and prevention programming. So there's a wide range of services. With our seniors, in addition to the congregate meals and the transportation and assisted transportation, we also contract with California Indian Legal Services to provide legal services for Inyo and Mono aging residents. We have a long-term care ombudsman who provides advocacy and a voice for residents in long-term care facilities, the two in one in Bishop and one in Lone Pine. And the beauty of a health and human service agency, we're not siloed, so we're able to blend our programming and our services in order to fill gaps. So the senior program used to be a standalone department in the county structure. And in 2009 is when it was folded into the Health and Human Services, and we're able to put it in our social service programming continuum of services so that we can sort of work together to bring services to the community. We have some positions that are funded through mental health in our senior program that provide friendly visitor services. So someone who's very isolated and perhaps more homebound has someone who's able to go visit them in their home and reduce their risk for depression. One of the things I think that, the federal act that established the funding for AAAs was the Older Americans Act, and it was in 1965, and the target population was 60 and over. Well, a 60-year-old in 1965 looks a little bit different than a 60-year-old today. We have advanced health improvement, and it looks different. I always think Aunt B in 1963 is the same age I am now. And, I don't see myself as Aunt B.
No, you're not Aunt B. You are definitely not Aunt B.
See Andy Griffith. But so to speak to your issue around Mammoth, the 60-year-old population in Mammoth, it looks a little differently.
They're
out
pretty
there
active.
singing, they're very active, and that may be one of the reasons that the target of senior services is in Walker, where you have a little bit older population and a little bit more isolated and perhaps more economic challenges, because the funding for this program, we're required to target those who are most socially and economically isolated and perhaps with more mobility and access challenges.
Now, that kind of makes sense when you said that, because there are events, in Mammoth, there's a lot of music events, and a lot of the seniors go to the music events like the Felici Trio. And
They do that down here too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's bingo every Tuesday night. There's a lot of things going on that a lot of the seniors go to. It would kind of be nice to have just sort of a gathering place for everybody who's over 60, maybe once a month, and just to, I know that Behavior Health does it. Dirk, who works for Behavior Health, he does a donuts and coffee thing at every Sunday at different coffee houses there. It's like a senior donut. And I went 2 weeks ago, and he had like a lot of people there that I didn't know who lived in Mammoth that, were seniors. And I'm like, hey, I didn't know you lived here. I mean, I've been here a long time and had no idea. So there's that. So they do that kind of outreach on Sunday mornings. I just like the congregate dinner thing. I'm going to have to see if there's a way that I can talk to our behavior.
You make it
health.
happen. Unfortunately, we're out of time.
Oh.
Can you believe it?
I have so many more questions. Okay.
We'll have to have them back.
Oh. All these words that I can't say on the air
now because we're slightly filtered.
We're slightly filtered and can't say on there. Well, I just thank you.
I love it when a plan doesn't come together.